Honestly, every new mom worries. Did I feed my baby enough? Why is my baby still crying? Is my baby sleeping okay? But how do we know when normal worry tips into postpartum anxiety? Today, I'll be unpacking what the research says, as well as the hope that actually exists on the other side. Hi, I'm Chigozie. First, I want you to hear this. You are not alone and you're definitely not broken. I personally have had my share of what ifs and just being confused about the whole situation. But through research and personal experience, I've been able to carefully understand what postpartum anxiety and differentiate what postpartum anxiety is from normal worry. Honestly, worry is part of motherhood. It makes you attentive, it makes you in tune with your baby. So, worry should not be seen as a bad thing. But where the difference is, or what we should spot as moms, is to understand what the difference is between normal worry and once it tips into something more serious as anxiety or depression. So for normal worry, it usually clears. You can be worried about, oh, did my baby eat enough? Did I feed my baby in the last feeding session properly? Is my baby sleeping okay? Should they sleep on their side? Should they sleep on a different side? Should they sleep on their belly? That's all normal worry. And once you have reassurance, that worry tends to go away. But if we're talking about anxiety or depression, those worries, even with reassurance, do not go away. The key distinction for normal worry is it is usually tied to a specific situation. So you're looking at a specific situation. For example, did I feed my baby enough? But once you get reassurance, oh, yes, I did. My baby took 5 ounces in the last feeding. My baby took 6 or 7 ounces in the last feeding. And you get reassurance that, yes, indeed, your baby did get enough. And the worry eases. Postpartum anxiety, on the other hand, is persistent. Even after reassurance, it still stays. It does not go away. And it's just not in your head, it's not just mental. Your chest is tightening, your heart is racing, you're having thoughts of, oh, what if I drop my baby down this flight of stairs? Or what if I hurt my baby? Those thoughts don't go away. They tend to linger, and even with reassurance, they are just not going away. That's postpartum anxiety. Postpartum anxiety is also associated with insomnia. So once the baby is sleeping or resting, you find it super difficult to actually try to get some rest because your heart or your head is constantly thinking about so many thoughts all at once that you find it so difficult to actually try to get some rest once baby is resting. That's a key distinction between normal worry and postpartum anxiety. Research does show that this affects about 10 to 15% of new mothers. So it's more common than you think. Some risks and protective factors. As a new mom, you are more likely to experience postpartum anxiety or depression if you lack a good social support system, if you're severely sleep deprived, and if you have a history of that disorder, or maybe anxiety or depression or any other mental health illness. You're more likely to experience this once you have a baby. On the flip side, if you're able to get enough rest, if you're able to get support from your social network, that could be from your spouse, that could be from your friends, that could be from your family, you're less likely to actually experience postpartum anxiety or depression. So, how do we distinguish depression from anxiety and from baby blues? So, depression often comes with feelings of sadness, hopelessness, or feelings of despair, while anxiety actually comes with chest tightening or heart racing or constantly feeling on the edge. So that's the key distinction between depression and anxiety. On the other hand, baby blues is a very common hormonal adjustment postpartum. So you might find yourself crying, just crying so hard that you can't control your tears, or also getting worried or feeling very overwhelmed postpartum, or feeling very overwhelmed that you just had a baby. Oh gosh, how am I going to cope? And having that strong support system can really help you navigate this phase. And to be honest, baby blues usually just last a short period of time. So some people say they just experience it for a few weeks and then it's gone. Everything's back to normal. But mom, if you see that your symptoms are getting worse or intensifying, you should seek additional care and support. But there's hope and there's light. So here are a few things that research says that does help this situation and help moms navigate this situation. First, prioritize sleep. Try to get enough rest. Your body has gone through a lot, and this is a very overwhelming phase. Lean into your partner. Try to have your partner take care of the baby or watch the baby or feed the baby while you get some rest. Prioritizing sleep can significantly help your mood and significantly help how you feel and treat yourself and your baby. Avoid information overload. Try to limit the amount of information you try to look or Google online. I know this is difficult to do, but try to force yourself to not look online. Stick to one or two trusted sources. Get your information from there and then move on. Don't try to overload yourself with information on the internet. That is very dangerous. And mom, reach out for help. If you see that you find yourself struggling or you're just feeling like you're not able to cope or feeling hopeless or feeling extremely sad, try to reach out for help. Try to reach out to a professional, try to reach out to groups or talk to other moms who are also in the postpartum phase and going through what you're going through similarly. Try to lean in and reach out to people that can actually support you and help you in this phase. You're not alone. You don't have to be alone. But most importantly, lean into your faith. Trust in God. He made this miracle through you, so He's going to take care of you. So lean into God, lean into your faith, and understand and study the Word. Seeking for help or asking for help is not a sign of weakness. One verse that definitely anchored me through this postpartum phase is 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7. Casting all your care upon Him, for He hath care of you. God does not shame us in our worry. He meets us right in the middle of it with compassion and great care. Mom, if this resonated with you, I go into more detail and more deep dives into research, into faith encouragement, and so much more in my newsletter. Sign up to my newsletter. The link is in the description box, and I have some freebies as well. Freebies including breastfeeding affirmations and a checklist for you for breastfeeding your baby and taking care of your baby. Click on the link in the description to join my newsletter. Until next time, bye.